Welcome to Michigan in Focus, powered by thecentersquare.com. This episode features a piece by Center Square Michigan reporter Scott McClellan, headlined, quote, Hall, pass FOIA reform during Sunshine Week, end quote. Here's the story. House Republican leader Matt Hall urged House Speaker Joe Tate, a Democrat from Detroit, to pass reform to records requests during Sunshine Week, which celebrates government transparency. Sunshine Week, observed this year from March 10th to 16th, highlights the need for transparency and accountability at all levels of government. The letter from the Richland Township Repubican said, House Republicans in the minority are ready to pass 55 bills. The letter says, quote, the Freedom of Information Act is supposed to ensure public access to government records, and it's worrisome that there are gaps in how information is shared and communicated with the public. We need measures to ensure that our leaders are held accountable and that everyone has access to information necessary for informed decision-making, end quote. The Michigan House is deadlocked at 54-54 until an April election. 55 votes are required to pass a bill out of the House. The letter continued, quote, it's crucial to support proposals that enhance transparency in our government, including stricter requirements for the governor and state departments to disclose documents and communications. Over the past 5 years, numerous reports have highlighted the administration's widespread overuse of privileges, long delays, excessive redactions, and denials in response to records requests, end quote. The Center Square has been billed up to $16,500 for requesting public documents from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation about projects subsidized with taxpayer money. Michigan is one of 2 states where the legislature and the governor's office aren't subject to FOIA or another similar open records requirement. However, local government officials such as county clerks, commissioners, and other public officials are subject to FOIA. Representative David Martin, a Republican from Davison and a former Genesee County Commissioner, says it's, quote, well past time to make it easier for the people we represent to access important information about the work we're doing on their behalf, end quote. The bills aim to subject legislators, the governor, and the lieutenant governor to the FOIA requirements that local government officials must follow. Tate's office hasn't yet responded to a request for comment. The bills seek to create a government commission to oversee FOIA requests, improve the overall process, and increase penalties for public bodies that ignore FOIA requests up to $25,000. It also increases fines for any public body that violates FOIA multiple times within 2 years, setting minimum fines at $7,500 for a second violation, $10,000 for a third violation, and $15,000 for a fourth or subsequent violation. Martin said that the current transparency laws are failing Michiganders. Martin said in a statement, quote, government records, especially those of our highest-ranking officials, are kept hidden from public view, while legitimate requests for transparency are met with bureaucratic hurdles. It's time to cut through the red tape and bring transparency to the forefront. By clarifying, modernizing, and expanding our Freedom of Information Act, we can ensure that the people of Michigan have access to the information they need to hold their government accountable, end quote. This podcast was made with the assistance of AI technology. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.
Like to stay informed on the go? Audible has an ever-growing selection of audiobooks at your fingertips. Whether it's that classic you've been meaning to get to or the new release you've been waiting for, follow the link in our show description to get 30 days of Audible free.